Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here with another Week 10 game preview. And today we're going to be going over the Vikings versus Cowboys. Let's get it started. So we're going to start off with the over-under, and that's going to be 48. And the spread is -3 Cowboys. So we're going to start off with the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has been playing very, very well. Even though 2 weeks ago he only had 11 fantasy points, I still thought he had a very good game. 26 attempts, 23 completions. That's very good. He's been playing on fire. 35, 37, 11, 26. I have been loving Kirk Cousins. The problem is now they're going against Dallas. And Dallas's defense against the quarterback has been phenomenal. The third best in the league, only allowing 12.6 fantasy points a game. The last 3 games that they played, they allowed the 23rd most, and 10th most. Before that, 23rd, 24th, 30th against Miami, I know. But Green Bay, 23rd. That's very good. The Philly offense is very good. Only allowed 23rd most fantasy points. And I think that Kirk Cousins is in for a day. I don't think that he has a gangbusters day. I think that he could get somewhere around 20 fantasy points, which would overstate what they normally allow. But I don't expect him to go crazy, especially I don't think he's going to have Adam Thielen either. And without Thielen and it's just Diggs, Diggs unfortunately has shown that he cannot be full-on trusted. I love Stephon Diggs. I have him in multiple leagues. I normally get him from year to year. My fantasy league, or my fantasy team is literally called Can You Dig It? Love Stephon Diggs. Very talented, but he has shown that he can disappear, and it's not all his fault. He only had 4 targets last game, 1 reception for 2 points, and that really scares you and whether or not you're going to play him. But look at the last 3. 42 points, 21 points, 20 points. 7 receptions in all 3 of those games, 11 targets, 8 targets, 7 targets. What I'm trying to say to you is I think that you can start Stephon Diggs. I have Stephon Diggs as a low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2, and I think that the talent should just show that. I know that he had a terrible game. I know he's burned you. He burned me too. He's burned me a couple times, but you know what? Stephon Diggs is one of the best route runners in the league. He's very talented, and I believe in him moving forward, even though it's not a good matchup. They are the Cowboys are the 3rd best against the wide receiver, only allowing 16.4 fantasy points. I still think that I'm going to play him in a flex. Now, here's the thing. You have to know going in that he may not have a great game. He may not go in and go crazy. I don't see him scoring 2 points, but could he get you 8, 10 maybe? Yeah, he could. But you know what he can also do? Get you 30, get you 40. I don't think that happens, but I do think that he is always a threat, and he can always get past his defender, and he's an amazing catcher. So I think that he is a start this week as a wide receiver 2, preferably, obviously. Let's go to the running back, Dalvin Cook. Not much needs to be said about this man. He has been an absolute monster this year, 2nd best in fantasy points this year in the running back position. I don't need to go too much into that. He's a monster. Even though that they're only allowing 17.6 fantasy points a game, don't care starting Dalvin Cook. Kyle Rudolph, that man can actually stay on my bench, though. Even though the Cowboys allow the 11th most fantasy points to tight ends at 8.6. In a desperation play, you can play him, but I'm not trying to play him. Nor am I trying to play the Vikings defense if I don't have to. Dak Prescott has been destroying defenses recently, and they are the best in the league right now in that category. They are just destroying people. Like, when it comes to defenses, they're not allowing defenses to score very much. I haven't seen a defense score in the top 10 in like 5 weeks. So, hard pass on that. Let's go to the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, I think, is a fantastic start this week. Even though the Vikings are very good against the quarterback, only allowing 16.1 fantasy points a game, fine with it. I think that Dak Prescott's going to have a very good game, come out, get some passing yards, some rushing yards. I think he should get you – I think he's a top 10 play this week for sure. Amari Cooper, if he plays, I definitely think he shreds. Vikings allow the 13th most fantasy points to the wide receiver position at 23.5. I think that Amari Cooper has shown that he can be a very, very good wide receiver in this league. He normally is a very big up and down player. You don't know when his good games are going to come, but ever since he's gotten to Dallas, he's gotten a lot better at that. Right now, he's ranked 5th amongst all wide receivers, averaging 13.3 fantasy points a game. Absolutely fantastic. Start him up. Top 10 play. Michael Gallup, I believe he should be probably a flex play in this game, with the Vikings not playing as well against the wide receiver. And you never know when Randall Cobb's going to sneak in there and get a touchdown. He's still okay. So Ezekiel Elliott, gotta love Zeke. Zeke's one of the most talented running backs in the league. I have him as a top 7 play. I know the Vikings' run defense is very, very good, only allowing 15.1 fantasy points a game, but this is Zeke we're talking about, so you're going to start him every week, obviously. Jason Witten as a flyer, but the Vikings are actually very good against the tight end, so I'm really not trying to start him. Oh, and I'm not starting the Dallas defense against the Vikings, so that's going to wrap it up. That's going to do it. If you have any questions, don't forget to hit me up. Like and subscribe to the video. Check out the social media down below. And Fantasy Bay, I have videos on every game preview. So if you need to check out any other game, just swing over to the YouTube page and it'll be right there. I think that's going to be it. Fantasy Bay, Mike Williams, I'm out.